not going anywhere.
She's been at school all day.
Mommy's going to get dressed.
Somebody turned a big 3-0 today. She's grown and seasoned now. Do that again? How? Rascal. Edit cut.
Who knows? When you see this, I may even have given birth already. Like, when you see this, I probably may even have given a birth already. I'm just about to give birth. I'm not about to give birth. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna put this out. So, bear with me if it's all over the place. I feel like I've been all over the place lately. Alright. I'm gonna take makeup out. I don't know when I'm going to. As a mom of 2, soon to be mom of 3, I feel like we as mothers don't get to tell the truth. And the truth is, when I first learned that I was pregnant, I had to grieve what I thought my life would look like, because I was contented being a mom of 2 and never having another child. Or if I had another child, it would have been way later on in my life. And I had to grieve how I saw myself, how I saw my family, how I saw my kids, and how I saw myself as a parent. I have been very intentional about how I have lived my life. Very, very intentional. And my children have been no different, from the person I choose to have kids with, to when I chose to have kids, to how they're being parented, to how they're growing up. I'm very intentional and I'm very strict. I run a very strict program around here. Kai and Milani are super close in age, and they're less than 2 years apart, because I wanted them to be super close and I wanted them to have a unbreakable bond. So when I found out that I was pregnant and my kids are going to be 5 and 7 years apart, that's also something I had to grieve. I had to grieve the fact that they are very far apart in age, and I will have to be the one that have to facilitate that close-knit relationship. I'm going to have to facilitate not only a relationship with Milani and her sister, but also Kai and her little sister, because I am having a daughter. And when I say I thought about everything when it comes on to my children, I have thought about every single thing. I already have a daughter. I already know that my daughter is going to be faced with racism, sexism, misogyny, which is why I'm trying to raise my daughter a certain way. So when you see me and their dad going back and forth because I'm mad at certain things is because I want my children to be raised a certain way, both my children. And I don't believe in the whole he's a boy, he don't need to know how to do this, and she's a girl and she don't need to know how to do this. All my children need to have a certain level of understanding of everything that entails being a functional person, functional human being, and a good person in society. So when I talk about Milani is 5 and she's not being able to read yet, Milani can read, but just not on the level that I want her to read. And sometimes I feel like it's selfish of me because she needs to have her childhood and she get there one day. But I know that my daughter being able to read is going to set her apart from the rest. And now that I'm having another daughter, and I feel like their dad raises children different based on gender, because Milani have her dad wrapped around her fingers. I'm trying to put in like rules and regulations because there's another girl coming and I already know what to expect from him. And I don't want the same thing happening with Milani to happen with this baby. While I appreciate Milani being spoiled and being a daddy's girl and being a child, I feel like she is behind in education. And because her dad was a part of the reason why I feel like she is held back and she's not where I want her to be, I'm trying to put in rules, laws, and regulations from now when I'm pregnant for this new baby. So if you guys have any concerns about intentions and intentionality as far as having children, being a parent, and going into motherhood, this is how deep and how far I think about things. And I realize now that my life as a mother, as a parent, especially with 3 kids, is going to significantly change. And I'm not trying to fool myself and pretend that it's not going to change, but I feel like now more than ever, I am prepared to be a mom. I feel like I'm in my 30s and I know exactly how I want to parent. I know exactly what I see for my children and for my newborn. And now it's just up to me to execute it. I'm also not fooling myself that I don't need help. This time around, me being in school and everything, I'm getting the help that I need. I'm already putting measures into place to get the help. I'm not God's strongest soldiers. And postpartum is something that I have gone through. And I feel like I need to stop acting like I don't have support, because I truly have support, especially where my family is. And I'm going to take the support instead of acting like I'm superwoman and I'm super mom and I'm super everything and I don't need the help. I'm getting the help that I need this time around. And while everything may not be perfect and everything may not have gone as perfectly as I planned, especially in my pregnancy, from me having partial placenta previa to me having high blood pressure in the first trimester for a little bit, I'm trusting myself and I'm trusting the process that what I want for not only me, but my whole family is going to manifest and it's going to come to fruition. And while I go through this process, I'm also giving myself a lot of grace, because as moms, we tend to be our worst critic. We tend to be the one that's always judging ourselves for the way that we parent and the way that things go in life and for our children, and I'm just giving myself grace to know that I'm doing a good job and everything will turn out how it's supposed to be. I'm already mapping out the execution of transitioning from 2 kids to 3 and how I plan to navigate that, not only with the help that I'm getting, but also just as a mom, and making sure all my kids are involved and they feel loved and appreciated. Because I felt like I slacked a lot with Milani and Kai in that area because I had 2 under 2 and both of them were home and I was overstimulated and I was on all the time. This time around, I'm going to have help. And not only that, my kids are going to be in school. So 2 of my kids are going to be in school. So it's going to allow me time to really decompress and have time to pay attention to them when they come home and when the baby's asleep. And the extra hands to help is going to be a big plus. I'm already planning how I'm going to leave the baby with the dad and take my kids to the park and do fun stuff with them by themselves and together and apart, and how I'm going to execute that transition to make sure everyone is included and they feel like they are a part of this process. And I can say this was something that I did with Milani and Kai because I don't feel like I was there yet to actually really see and foreshadow everything that I needed to do. But now that I'm older, I completely see the full picture from transitioning from one child to a next, and I'm putting the motions into place. But for the rest of this video, you're just gonna see the behind the scenes of me doing my maternity shoot and some of the pictures and the edits and all of that. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys have any questions that you like to ask me, please feel free to leave them below.
Set the tone when it's just me and you alone. Never lonely, alone. Getting slowly when you know me. Yeah, meditate. You can take me to a place where we can't be all alone. I let you hold me, 'cause you know me. Yeah. Lay your head on my pillow, touch is making me feel way. When I get around you, I lose it. 'Cause I feel so comfortable with you. You make me comfortable with you. I feel so comfortable with you. You make me comfortable with you. You make me wanna go deep, intimate, that you really inside. You deserve it, and I'm mine, alright. Lay your head on my pillow, say, ooh, touch it. When you touch it, know it's okay. When I get around you, I lose it. 'Cause I feel so comfortable with you. You make me comfortable with you. I feel so comfortable with you.
So this is how the hair looks down. I understand why I'm pregnant again. I definitely understand why I'm pregnant. Because that would fuck me all the time too. I'm sorry. If I got up to see this every day, I would live in my own fucking skin too. I sure the fuck would. Yep. Yes, ma'am. But this is the hair down. I'm gonna curl it and pin it up. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. And this is kind of like my gender reveal, so I hope you guys enjoy.